Good evening, Fernwood. It is your comeback kid friend Neil here, and it's time for us to return together for another episode of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Today we are watching episode 142 from October 19th, 1976. Let's recap. Loretta had a sexy dream which bothered Charlie at first, and Loretta consoled him, and then they discovered that that is the root of a new song to write called Moaning in Bed. Kathy goes to the motel to try to find information about the bartender that she dated before Steve. She does find a name that is Larry Kabibian and also some contact information. Loretta gets a visit from Merle Jeters, who hasn't actually left for Texas, but is in fact getting a lot of fan mail that want to run him for president and other political offices. And then in our final scene, Mary comes back to the Hartman residence to find Heather taking care of the home, more or less. She's not bothered by most of the mess she sees, but the platform shoes cause a reaction, as well as finding out that Tom has an AA buddy that drinks club soda with him at the Capri Lounge. Then Loretta comes over to catch Mary up on what has been going on in the neighborhood, and Mary passes out right at the dining room table. That's our recap. Let's get started.
Mary Hartman! Mary Hartman! How did you get this kitchen so messy? I mean, even Loretta isn't this messy. You know, sweetheart, I really think you have a talent. And I think when you grow up, this talent is going to reverse itself, and you will probably have the cleanest kitchen and a very sweet personality.
What do you want me to do the next time you flip out? Call the police?
Heather, I'm not going to flip out again.
I made $1 bet with Trudy that you'd flip out again by tomorrow.
You made $1 bet? Where did you get that kind of money? From a stranger in a car? You know my feeling about little beggar girls.
No, now that Daddy has a job, I get an allowance.
You get an allowance? How much?
$3 a week.
Oh. Maybe I could get an allowance. Oh, I wonder if Daddy's going to be able to keep his job. Oh, look at me. I'm talking to my child.
Sure, as long as he keeps off the bottle. Then again, if I was him, I'd drink too. Or I'd run away to New York and live in Greenwich Village with all the perverts.
They're not perverts, Heather. They're just more artistic, that's all. Just feels so strange. Cooking. Mary! Kathy!
Are you okay?
Oh, yes. Hi. I'm fine. Don't I look okay?
Yeah, but I was just wondering if you were feeling, normal.
Well, I'm as normal as I ever was. But maybe I feel a little better, actually, so maybe I'm more normal. How are you?
Oh, well, I'm better than yesterday, but I'm not as good as, let's say, 3 months ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what you mean.
Oh, good, because I really don't want to talk about it, but I'm so glad that you're better and that Tom is better. Have you seen him?
Oh, sure, I've seen him. He was allowed in the hospital.
No, I mean in his new work clothes.
Oh, why? What does he wear? What is it? Bib overalls with bi-motor homes over the front?
No, you are in for the shock of your life.
Really? Because Mr. Kipnis in the hospital, he was the manic depressive. He went into shock and he forgot how to play Parcheesi.
Daddy told me he's driving up.
Oh, you're kidding? Oh, my God, the frozen okra isn't finished. Kathy, how's my hair? How's my hair?
It's okay.
I
Don't
feel
worry.
so funny in a dress. It feels like pants.
I
Don't
wish
worry.
you brought some straitjacket back from the nut house.
Heather, please.
Why don't we go and get an ice cream cone?
But what if she flips out again? I want to be here to watch.
I just got to concentrate on something calm. The door. I'll concentrate on the door. Look at that door. Look how calm the wood on that door is. You could use a paint job, but it does look calm. At any moment, Tom is going to walk in here very calmly, and Mary is very calmly.
Hi, Mary.
Oh, my God.
I'm How do you like it?
Tom, you grew up. You look so different.
What do you think?
You look beautiful. You look so handsome. Is that rented?
I am? Did you really think so?
Oh, Tom. I always knew you should have a white-collar job. That striped shirt doesn't get in the way, does it? What is that, arrow?
And here's it.
Oh, and Tom, your tie. You look like... I haven't seen you like this since the day we got married. But then again, you haven't seen me in my wedding dress since then either, have you? It was like dress up.
I thought you'd laugh.
Me? No. Why?
Because I feel nervous. You know, I mean me in a shirt and tie. You know, no baseball cap. I was thinking of wearing it with a suit.
That's funny. No, that's really funny. I never realized you were funny.
The thing is, I don't know which one is the real me. I mean, the baseball cap or... No?
Well, it's all you, Tom. I mean, you know, any of it and all of it. It's just a question of getting used to it.
Yeah. Well...
Well...
I missed you.
Did you really? I used to have nightmares in the sanitarium. I used to have nightmares that you'd be facing like this and you'd say, Mary, I didn't miss you. But I never told the doctors.
Oh, honey. No more nightmares, honey. Oh. You know, I'm almost losing you. You made me realize that we're not given many chances in this life. We've been given another one. And I am not gonna screw this one up.
I know we both screwed up. I mean, I'm really sorry I made it so difficult for you.
Yeah, well, I'm really sorry I made it so difficult for you. We won't do it again, okay?
Let's not do it again.
Let's not do it again.
Okay.
Okay.
Listen, are you hungry?
Why? Did they teach you how to cook in the hospital?
Oh, Tom, that's funny. I just never realized you were so funny.
Oh, what's for dinner? Huh?
Oh, well, I have chicken and frozen Korean vegetables with okra.
Oh, really? Hey, it looks beautiful, really beautiful. Well, tonight's going to be a very special night.
Tonight?
Well, you're only home overnight.
Oh, Tom, it's so beautiful. It's so perfect. This is just like my fantasy in the doll's house.
Yeah. That's the way it's going to be, Mary. I mean, I'm going to do everything I can to make it just that way.
I only have one thing that scares me.
What?
When did you ask them in the little white coat to come and take me back? I'm sorry, Tom, that was just a joke. I was only kidding. It was a joke.
Look, I know, but... Look, I only do what they tell me to do. That's...
Okay.
I don't know why you want to find him. George was never the right husband for you, Martha. Oh, that's easy for you to say, Grandpa. But George was my husband for 36 years. You don't forget a thing like that too easily.
If you were smart, you would.
You never liked George, Grandpa, but I loved him. I have an idea.
You got a peanut butter maker?
I am going to call a doctor-find. If they could find my real father, then a real husband would be easy.
They'll probably find you another Choctaw.
Now, I wonder who that is. Oh, honestly, sometimes I think there is disaster lurking behind every door. Come in. Oh, Detective Johnson, did you find George?
Our computers have been scouring the country, ma'am.
You've got computers out looking for him?
I'd like to ask you a few more questions. For our files.
Excuse me. I think I'll go watch that new game show, Penetration.
Oh, well, gladly, yes. I love interviews. They're always so colorful with differing opinions and everything like that.
Now, your husband went to Des Moines last year, didn't he?
Milwaukee.
Oh yes, Milwaukee. And there was an incident in a motel room?
No, that was a frame-up. George was absolutely innocent until he told me the truth. How did you find that out?
We do our homework. Do you know why he went to Des Moines?
Oh, did he go to Des Moines too?
I mean Milwaukee.
Do I know why he went to Milwaukee?
Yes, do you?
Well, I thought I did. Do you know something I don't? I always suspected somebody did.
Your husband was something of a loner, Mrs. Shumway. Do you suppose he had a second life?
A second life? Like Jesus? Oh, I doubt it. George was never religious.
No, I mean another identity, like a double agent for the FBI or the CIA.
You mean all those years I was just a cover?
Stranger things have happened.
Yes, but why do they always happen to my family? Oh, I think I'm going to have a faint.
That was just one hunch. How long has he been gone?
3 days. Oh, could you get me some water, please?
Certainly. We find that in 86% of the 72-hour disappearances, less than 12% ever return.
Oh, thank you. Then you mean statistically, George only has a 12% chance of coming back?
Which is the reason for my next question.
Oh, I can't do it. I can't stand any more questions. Oh, but then if you insist, I guess it would be perjury, wouldn't it, if I didn't answer them?
Well, since there is little chance that you'll ever see your husband again, I was wondering if, my brother Harry is so much better at this.
It was.
But his skin reacts badly to colognes, so he smells like a rancid aftershave lotion. Assuming that aftershave lotion can go bad.
Detective Johnson, what are you talking about?
Would you accompany me to the Benevolent Association dance next week?
Well, that sounds like a romantic question to me.
Yeah, and I'm not exactly your romantic type. My brother Harry is, but like I said, the smell of his aftershave lotion doesn't sit well in the nostrils. Actually, I should come off better than he does.
Look, could we just forget him? I have nothing against your brother, of course. I've never even had a whiff of him, but Detective Johnson, I don't know if a recently widowed lady should go to dances.
Officially, you won't be a widow until 7 years after the disappearance.
7 years? 7 years of wearing black? Oh, no, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I'm going to call Adopto-Find.
Adopto-Find?
Yes, I called them once before today, but they weren't in. Their answering service said they were out to lunch. Oh, maybe that's them now. Hello? Yes? Yes, this is Martha Shumway. Is this Adopto-Find? What? Jack and who? I thought you said Jack and Jill. Oh, you did? Well, who are you? An organization for returning persons abducted by extraterrestrials? Well, what's that? Oh my God, a flying saucer. Have you been in contact with George? You were? Oh, he was abducted by a UFO.
Unidentified flying object. Probably a crank call.
Yeah, well, and you're going to make arrangements for me to see him again. Oh, that is wonderful. So I won't have to wear black for 7 years. Oh, that is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful news, yes. Even if you are just a nursery rhyme.
Let me have the phone, Mrs. Shumway. Who is this speaking? This is Detective Johnson of the Fernwood Police. And I, hello?
Maybe those extra celestials won't let George come back. Or maybe they'll just put him down in a phone booth, you know, like they did that man in the news.
Out making whoopee and found a very good alibi.
In Milwaukee.
In Des Moines. Now, about the dance. You are stunning.
Oh, Tom. Oh, Tom. I am so glad you're here.
Mary, I live here.
You didn't think I was crazy, did you, Tom?
Oh, Mary, no. Are you kidding? Oh, sweetheart. No, I didn't. No. Oh, honey, come on. I'm really sorry about the hospital. I really feel bad about that. I didn't know what to do, you know? I was confused. I really was confused, too. But, sweetheart, you were in trouble. And I couldn't take care of you. I didn't know what to do, and you couldn't take care of me. And then when the doctors said, you know, you should be in the hospital, I just said yes because I just thought it'd be the best thing for you. Oh, God, you feel so good. You really feel good. Oh, I'm sorry about the hospital. I'm really sorry about that. Come closer, honey. Come on, closer.
I can't kind of close that, Tom. Oh, Tom, it just means so much to me what you just said. It really does. It's like it just makes me feel secure again. I mean, it's just like the first night, and I felt secure and terror. I mean, I also felt a lot of terror the first night, and do you think that maybe this could be like the first night that we made love?
Oh, Mary, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, and even better than that. It could be much better than that.
Really?
As good as we can make it. As good as we can make it.
Can it be as good as we wanted?
Yes, right? Yes.
Oh, Tom, I love you so much.
I love you, too. Oh, right now, I mean, you look so lovely. You look so sweet. And so fragile right now.
Tom. look in the mirror, how beautiful we are.
I can't. It's dirty. It's dirty.
I just Windexed it this morning.
I mean, I feel embarrassed, you know. It makes me feel...
No, Tom.
Mirrors make me embarrassed.
No, but we're not supposed to feel embarrassed. I was just told that sex is beautiful. In the hospital, a doctor read it to me from the Bible.
Why are we talking about this, Mary? Hmm?
We're supposed to talk about it, Tom. The First Corinthians talk about it. They talked about it all the time. That's how they got quoted so much from the Bible.
God, I feel good, you know this. You know, looking at us in the mirror, man, I'm getting very excited.
Yeah, I know. I am too.
I really feel good.
I never really felt this way before.
You make me feel good.
Oh, Tom, it feels like it's our first night. Only now we can talk about it. Hey, why are you smiling?
Nothing, just nothing.
Oh, Tom.
What?
Be careful.
Wow. That was something. And, you know, it's really just two beats with a couple of asides in there. Mary is finally home and finally saying something about the mess that Heather and Tom have left for her. She's fairly forgiving. You know, I think it's an interesting take to say that Heather may turn around and become the housewife that Mary is. I think that was the essential hint that Mary was dropping there. Then Kathy shows up for a split second and hints at the pregnancy that she has. And I don't remember if Mary knows that Kathy is pregnant at this point. But we don't even see her again in the scene because something big happens, and that is Mary sees the new and improved Tom. And not that he working in the factory was a bad thing, but this is much closer to the way that she dreamed it. And I don't know for sure if this suit is the same suit that Tom wore in Mary's dream at the end of season 1, but it doesn't matter to me. I mean, it might have been exactly the suit, but I think seeing Mary's reaction to Tom was immense for me, and I have to admit there are still problems that they maybe are brushing aside. You know, let's just not screw it up again is I think what they say to each other. But what a reunion. It was really nice to see Mary reacting to Tom and Tom feeling embarrassed about looking so different than when she left. And it is only a day trip, so I guess there's still going to be some changes. And there are still problems in their life. You know, I know they still have some of the problems that maybe we will see. I'm not sure what happens, you know, this week. I'm not sure if this whole week is going to be the day trip or if tomorrow she'll be back in the hospital. But, well, let's get to the next scene, which was Martha and Detective Johnson. And I've done a lot of watching of detective interviews over the last couple of weeks, and I know I shared JCS Criminal Psychology with you just a couple days ago. I don't remember when. Last week, I think. This was unlike any detective interview that I have seen, and I know at least one police detective, and yeah, that's not how they go. I think, in fact, it's fairly unprofessional. Although Fernwood is known for its professionals who don't behave professionally. Like, I think she's still dealing with George, and then she gets a call from the UFO people, and George did disappear mysteriously. So mysteriously that it could have been a UFO flying saucer. And I'm remembering this is 1976, so Star Wars was like a summer away, and that would soon be followed by Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So science fiction was not as cool as it is now, but UFOs, come on. I guess we'll see what that means. The thing that really struck me in that, obviously the beat of Detective Johnson asking Martha out was a bit much. I like that Martha has another storyline that I think, Martha seems at least a little flattered by the invitation, but maybe that's a gross way to get there. I guess we've seen worse on this show. But, George, I guess we will find out what the whole UFO deal is, and we'll get there. I know we're going to get there. And then finally, Mary and Tom in bed. And she doesn't exactly do the exercise that Dr. Medwick gave her, although being in bed and thinking of the mirror, which I never knew was there, was interesting to see. I know they just will put a thing on the wall you can't see, but to see them seeing each other, and Tom's reaction reminds me of the reaction that Leroy Fetters had towards sex. And I think Leroy Fetters had such an impact on Tom's sexuality. I don't mean his straightness or gayness or his where he is in the Kinsey scale or any of that stuff. Like three-dimensional sexuality is definitely not a question in the 1970s, but I do feel that Coach Fetters had an impact on the way that Tom felt about sexuality in general, and that he, to a certain extent, feels that sex is dirty. And Coach Fetters was as close to a father figure as Tom has in this show. Like, it's not going to be George, not going to be Grandpa. Coach Fetters was the guy. Which, if you don't know what happened to Coach Fetters, you can go back to rerun season and watch that, because, whew, that was the story. But Tom feels dirty initially, and then Mary uses the things that she heard from Dr. Medwick to turn it around. And I don't mean uses in a weird way, but she has the tools to talk about how sex can be good, and maybe that's a good thing. I'm curious to see what the outcome of this, which I presume will lead to a sex moment. Oh, those fingers and those tongues, and that was a lot for me. And not that I haven't seen that stuff before, but in this show, that's dirtier than Loretta and Charlie have ever been with each other. Like, whoa. And, I think we were just around the corner from Deep Throat and porn culture. I was watching a video about the early work of John Waters and how at this point, around the mid-70s, it was sort of hip to be watching porn and really janky John Waters movies. And I'm not insulting those movies, but, they're fairly janky. Anyway, that was a lot. I have a feeling that tomorrow we're going to see the aftermath of this encounter. And I mean, as far as the day pass is concerned, Mary's going back to the hospital. Not sure when, but very soon. I'm not sure which episode, I mean. It will be tomorrow in TV time. But if there are problems that we don't get to see on screen, we will see the aftermath of them tomorrow. And that's all I've got to share about this episode. Thank you so much for watching with me. Thank you for sharing your thoughts about the show down in the comments. Thank you for being you. And we will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.